In 2025, Microsoft's shift towards user-based licensing in D365 finance and supply chain management will become a defining moment for CFOs and transformation leaders. What was once a compliance checkbox is now a strategic lever. Misaligned licenses are no longer just an IT inefficiency, they are hidden tax on ERP transformation, eroding margins and slowing agility. But the landscape is shifting. Forward looking enterprises are beginning to recognize that license design is no longer just a technical necessity, it's a strategic enabler. By deliberately aligning license structures with business roles and measurable outcomes, companies can move beyond the narrow goal of avoiding overspend and instead unlock agility, accountability, and performance gains across the enterprise. With Microsoft now steadily enforcing user based licensing models in D365 Finance and SCM, the real question isn't what license does this user need, but rather what outcome should this role deliver and how can license design accelerate that outcome. With years of experience working across D365 ERP, it's clear that upcoming licensing changes demands a fundamental shift in mindset. Organizations can no longer treat licensing as a back office function. They must approach license design as an organization strategy, aligning ERP access directly with business outcomes. That is precisely the perspective we will explore in this piece. Why is license design a board level priority in 2025? Microsoft's licensing evaluation has forced organizations to rethink how D365 Finance and SCM licenses are assigned and monitored. However, simply shifting to user based licensing without strategy can create inefficiencies like over licensing, paying for full finance or SCM licenses where activity license would suffice. Under licensing, roles unable to execute necessary tasks due to restricted access. Fragmented ownership, business leaders, IT, and finance team each optimizing in silos rather than aligning around a unified strategy. The strategic opportunity lies in license design as an organizational capability, treating licensing not as a cost containment but as workforce enablement. What happens when you design licenses around outcomes, not permissions? Traditional license assignment often focus too narrowly on permissions and access controls. For instance, a controller may be granted a finance license simply because they work in finance, but this perspective overlooks a critical nuance. The controller's real objective is delivering a timely, accurate financial close, not merely having system access. The supply planner's true outcome is shorter lead times and higher service levels, not just the ability to run MRP and SCM. By reframing license assignments around business outcomes rather than job titles, organizations can not only optimize cost but also unlock measurable improvements in performance and efficiency. How to design D365 licenses around business outcomes, a four-step framework. The critical question for enterprises today is not simply who needs a license, but how to achieve true license cost optimization while aligning D365 licenses with business outcomes. An intentional approach to D365 license design requires shifting from transactional assignments to strategic enablement. In practice, this involves four key steps. First, map roles to outcomes, not just tasks. Define the business outcomes each role is accountable for. Faster financial close, compliance, improve margins, reduce cycle times, and then document the specific system touchpoints required in D365 finance and supply chain management. Classify licenses by impact. Adopt a role-based licensing strategy in D365 by segmenting license needs into tiers. Strategic roles, CFOs, plant managers, supply chain leaders who require advanced finance and SCM capabilities. Operational roles, buyers, schedulers, and accountants responsible for executing repeatable processes. Support roles, team members who need read only access or limited transaction capabilities. Third, optimize licenses across departments. Collaboration between finance, supply chain, and IT is essential. Misaligned license allocation, such as assigning costly SCM licenses to finance clerk, creates waste and undermine accountability. Aligning licenses with cross-departmental workflows ensure both efficiency and compliance. Measure and iterate. Establish KPIs that tie directly to your D365 licensing strategy. License cost per role, financial close cycle time, supply chain fulfillment efficiency, ROIs on D365 finance and SCM licensing investments. By treating license design as an iterative process rather than a one time decision, organizations can continuously balance cost optimization, compliance, and business performance. Case study: how outcome aligned licensing cut cost and improved planning cycles. Consider a 5 billion global manufacturer in discrete manufacturing that redesigned its D365 supply chain management licensing. By aligning planners, warehouse supervisors, and production schedulers to outcome based roles, the company reduced licensing spend by 18% within a year, shortened planning cycles by 25% through better alignment of SCM capabilities, gave leadership visibility into cost to outcome ratios, making license spend a board level conversation rather than an IT footnote. This illustrates how design as a strategy derives both efficiency and business transformation. The organizational benefits of outcome aligned licensing. Treating license design as a strategic discipline delivers tangible benefits. Financial efficiency: stop paying the ERP license tax. Eliminate wasted spend while scaling investments towards high value roles. Operational agility: roles are equipped with exactly the tools they need, no more and no less. Governance and compliance: clear accountability reduces risk during audits and Microsoft enforcement cycles. Strategic visibility: linking license costs to business outcomes elevate licensing to the C-suite agenda. Looking ahead, license design is a core capability. As enterprises adopt more advanced D365 capabilities like AI copilots, predictive supply planning, embedded analytics, the stake of license design rise. If license allocation lags behind strategic priorities, the business cannot extract full value from its D365 investment. The future belongs to organizations that see license design not as IT overhead, but as a lever of digital transformation. Those who matter outcome aligned license strategies in D365 Finance and SCM will not only control cost, but also create a workforce that is license optimized, role enabled, and outcome driven. Conclusion: license design as strategy, not afterthought. License design is no longer a back office concern. It's the strategic discipline that links ERP costs to outcomes. Enterprises that master outcome aligned licensing will not only control spend, but also unlock agility, resilience, and digital transformation. At Confiz, we partner with CFOs, CIOs, and transformation leaders to operationalize this shift, moving beyond compliance towards licensing strategies that empower performance. If you're ready to rethink licensing as a strategy, let's start the conversation. Connect with us today and let's design a licensing strategy that works for your business outcomes.